You're watching Talk with Audrey. For one high school chemistry teacher, the power of creating engaging demonstrations has turned him into a social media star. Joining me now, Phil Cook, a high school chemistry teacher, also known as Chem Teacher Phil on TikTok, and a star well known for his engagement and educational TikTok post. Well, he's making STEM concepts fun and accessible for students of all ages. And today we're going to talk about some simple ways to bring STEM education to life for kids as they head back to school. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Audrey.
Appreciate you joining me. So let's talk about STEM, what it stands for, and why it's becoming increasingly important for students.
So STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. And it's really important to think about, especially with our kids, exposing them to activities that they can engage in from an early age when they're most curious. Because the greatest likelihood is that when they go out and take a job later on in life, it's going to be in a STEM-related field. So getting them starting to develop the critical thinking and the problem-solving tactics that you tend to use in STEM-related fields and activities, the earlier you can start, the better.
And you mentioned that when they grow up, they're going to be applying for jobs that are STEM-related, so it means they have to be prepared for a changing job market.
Absolutely. Emerging technology jobs are all going to be related to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Tremendous amounts of coding, for example, all involve that kind of critical thinking, problem-solving skills that STEM-related activities will focus on.
All right, and you know, what's interesting is that, as in all things, you need tools with which to work. So talk with us about why you like friction pens and why you think they're ideal tools for STEM learning.
First of all, friction pens are my absolute favorite. Not only are they great pens, but they're super nerdy. And that's really what's attracted me to them. You can do all kinds of science experiments with these pens. And the reason why you can do that is because they use a special thermosensitive erasable ink. So it's not like old school erasable pens that were worthless. These are great, easy to write with pens. And you can do experiments like in the chemistry classroom. We can talk about convection of heat, and we can use the ink to actually make the science visible. Sometimes in chemistry that can be difficult to do, but with these, there's all kinds of activities that have been developed with the curriculum design experts at STEM.org that take advantage of the thermosensitive ink. Again, making it an easy way to provide access to resources for everyone to be able to engage in STEM from an early age and do it using something as simple as an erasable ink pen.
Well, I love that you said friction pens are nerdy because nerdy is chic.
Well, they really are fantastic. It's like they are fantastic.
Indeed. So I understand that there are other STEM authenticated products. What makes them different from other products that are available for STEM learning?
So STEM authenticated products through STEM.org lets you know that it's a product that is science-backed. It's a science-backed and research product. So in the case of science friction pens, it's the chemistry involved with their thermosensitive erasable ink that gets them this accreditation. Because you can do so much more than just take notes with it. You can do all kinds of experimentation, things that are around science, technology, engineering, and math, all within a $1 pen that you can pick up at most national retailers.
And cost effective too, $1? Wow, most people pay a lot more for pens that aren't that interesting. Hello? So I understand that Friction has launched a challenge. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, the Friction for Good challenge is all about making sure that we keep STEM activities accessible to all. So to that end, there's two ways that you can participate in the STEM for Good challenge. The first is through buying color stick packs. Now the color sticks look like this. They come in 16 different colors. If you go to Target or Walmart, look for the 10-pack. And Pilot will donate 25% of their profits from those 10-pack sales from now through November 8th to Girls Who Code, up to $50,000. The second way that you can participate in the Friction for Good challenge is by creating your own content and posting it on social media. So say you come up with a neat way to show how cool the ink is on these friction pens, and you make an Instagram or you make a TikTok. Post that onto whatever platform you prefer and add that hashtag Friction for Good. That's Frixion for good. And for every tag, for every post on Instagram, on the in-feed on Instagram or on TikTok that has the Friction for Good hashtag, Pilot will donate $5 to Girls Who Code, up to $60,000.
Wow, that's a terrific way to support Girls Who Code and a great challenge for folks who like to create TikTok, Instagram, or other social media videos to show off their friction pen techniques, along with that hashtag again, which is Friction for Good. Pretty cool. So, I have to ask you, how did you become Chem Teacher Phil on TikTok?
Purely coincidentally. I had taught chemistry for 23 years, and I've always done a lot of engaging kind of demonstrations in class to keep kids' attention, to get them curious, to ask questions. One day a student said, "You should put that on TikTok." I had no idea what TikTok was. So I created an account, handed her my phone, and I said, "Okay, you film it because I need to focus on doing the demonstration properly." She filmed it, we posted it, and it blew up. And that's kind of how I became Chem Teacher Phil. And now I get to use that platform to teach people all over the world, help people understand that even if you didn't have the best science experience when you were younger, you're never too old to learn something new. And I get to engage them in STEM-related topics all the time through this platform. So I feel like I'm helping to educate the world, at least in my little sliver of it.
Well, I know that your little sliver of the world is wide.
It wasn't always that way.
Yeah, I know it wasn't always that way, but my goodness, TikTok is so powerful, and you've got some, 3.8 million followers? Thank you so much for the work that you're doing to teach and engage with people. Where can we go for more information about the Friction for Good Challenge?
Yeah, if you want to learn more about the Friction for Good Challenge, as well as check out the lessons that Pilot has made freely available that involve the friction pens, go to frictionstem.com. That's Frixion STEM.com. You can download those lessons. You can also check out some videos that kind of show you how the pens work and learn all about the Friction for Good Challenge. The challenge runs through November 8th, which is the National Day of STEM. Hope you guys are able to go out there and do some science.
That's right, and get creative with friction pens.
I'm looking forward to seeing the hashtags. All the hashtags pop up.
Yep, absolutely. Phil Cook, also known as Chem Teacher Phil, thanks so much for joining me, and don't forget to check out his TikTok videos and those friction pens.